Hey guys, Mike here again. I just had to show you this. I did some final fitting of the spinner, and man oh man, I've never gotten one this close and this even before. With the right thrust angles, anyway. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I just keep coming in here and looking at it. It really, really came out nice. So I'm going to show you how I mounted the firewall. We talked about the false firewall method that I used, and I'm going to show it to you in a second. But first, I want to look at this a little more. That just looks so damn nice. Okay, so here it is with the cowl off. I took a second in there while I'd paused it to take the plastic bag off of the motor. Again, while I was in the midst of doing this process, again, there were a bunch of washers stuck to the side of the motor. The magnets are really very powerful. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. So is that out of focus? Let's try to focus that a little better. There we go. So you can see that there's the stock firewall is mounted glued to the fiberglass panel. There's a wood firewall outside and a wood one inside. The fiberglass is sandwiched in between. So that's about a little more than 1/4 of an inch or so of firewall that's bonded to the fuselage. So now I created this. It's a little bit ugly there in the corner because I made it rectangular. I should have shaped it a little bit better. But you can see that's about 1/4 inch there. That's two pieces of it's either 1/8 inch or 4mm. I don't remember what it was. Bonded to give me 1/4 of an inch because I didn't have any 1/4 inch and I wasn't going to wait for an order to come in. So you can see that I have this unit, the actual unit itself, the belt drive unit, bolted to this. So this is much easier to maneuver around and mount because I didn't have to really measure where I wanted the mounting holes. I just sort of laid it in place. In the first video, you saw how I taped everything securely in place, and then I was able to just drill through and my holes were there. So it was really, really pretty easy and quick. This is a little bit quick and dirty here. I don't have I live kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really have a real hardware store here. We have a Tractor Supply, and they don't really have a lot of stuff. So what I needed to source today when I went to the store, they just didn't have. I needed 2 1/4 inch quarter 20 bolts. They didn't have those. They had 2 inch, 2.5 inch, but no 2 1/4 inch, and they've got crap for metric there. They just don't have anything. When they do, it's just a big mess. And they also, nobody has spacers. So I'm going to take this apart and measure the spacers. I'll go on Amazon or McMaster-Carr, and I will actually order correctly sized spacers. These would do, but I have a feeling that over time, these might get a little loose and wiggly, and I really don't want that. I'm hoping that I get a long life out of this plane and that I get to fly it quite a bit. And I don't want to keep taking it apart. But you can see how simple it is to just do that false firewall. Everything's mounted up nice and square. When I put the propeller on, it does show me that I've got really the thrust angles that I want. A little bit of down, a little bit of right. And it really didn't take much time at all. And, I've mentioned before, this is one of my least favorite things to do in building. And now it's not something I think about. It went pretty quickly. I'll have to do it. Same thing for the big Spitfire back there. Here we go. That's the Clark Spitfire, much larger, about 20 pounds heavier. That one is true quarter scale. The CARF is 1 to 4.3 scale, so it's sort of between 1/5 and quarter scale. Anyway, that's it for today. Once I finish this, I will work on mounting the ESC. And then I've got to finish the wings. The wings are a little bit more work. There's a couple of weeks of work in the wings, but I just wanted to show you guys what I did today.